Bonafide Hustler here, and today I'm going to show you 2 bag flips. I'm going to give you a couple bag tips as well. What's going on, guys? Chris, Bonafide Hustler, comes to you live from the inside of my house, and I'm going to show you guys 2 really good bag flips that occurred, I believe, in the past 2 months. Now these are just some of the bag flips that I've done. One of these bag flips made it into the guide, and then the other one was flipped after the guide was made. I think that was done about 3 weeks ago, the second bag. And then I'm gonna give you guys some bag tips at the very, very end. But this is gonna be really cool, so stay tuned. Let's get to the very first bag, which is really, really neat. All right, so the very first bag is actually this bag that I found at a Goodwill for $4.86. This bag is a Topo Designs bag. I believe this is made in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I saw this bag, it was in a pile of, what seemed to be 50, maybe 60 bags at a Goodwill, highly unorganized. And this bag was chilling in there. And what's interesting about this bag is that I noticed just by touching it that the nylon fabric, which turned out to be Cordura nylon, which is super heavy duty nylon, but the nylon was completely different than anything Jansport or Eastpak or any of those kind of other run-of-the-mill kind of brands. This bag was amazing. So of course I decided to take a look further into it. As you can see, it has amazing features, yet it's very understated. Like, it can go under the radar pretty quickly. And that's kind of the case for a lot of bags out there. If you're not accustomed to looking at bags, things might go under the radar pretty quickly. But the funny thing is, when you go to a thrift store, and specifically a thrift store, if you go to the bag section, it's typically very unorganized. And it's tough to find real gems unless you know how to look for them. So here we have that Topo Designs bag, which is neat because if you notice certain subtle things about this bag, like what's interesting about this, like I said earlier, is that it is made with Cordura fabric, and that was one of the things that was on the side of the bag. Cordura is extremely strong nylon fabric, and very few bags that are run-of-the-mill will be made with it. But you see it every now and then in certain bags, or you'll find it on very travel-oriented bags. But it's a nice bag, like I said, really simple, and it'd probably fly under the radar if you didn't know to look for it. And of course, in order to get the right kind of shots, I do stuff my bags with some bubble wrap. And then I also shoot some pictures of inside the cavity as well. But let's look at the bottom of the bag, and you can kind of tell that it's in an amazing condition. And that's how you know that it hasn't been used very much, which is very surprising, because why would somebody take this bag and just donate it? This bag ended up selling for $111.99 on eBay, so that's pretty awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that bag, but I got something even better than that. This one sold locally, was found at a Goodwill in a completely kind of different respect. All right, so let's go look at this bag. This is a Deuter Kid Comfort 2 bag. And what's interesting about this is the one that I sold after the bag guide was produced. But this one that we're looking at is a Deuter Kid Comfort 2. And these are really interesting because not only are they built amazingly well, but they're built for insane amounts of comfort for the person that's actually wearing it as well. So many different straps in this bag to tension whatever you want to tension up, or get the right kind of comfort level, because a lot of people that buy this bag are going to be buying it to hike into the wilderness with. Of course, as you can see in this picture, it also has a fold-out base, right? So that way you can actually feed your child, and you can keep the child in the carrier and still have it out, and it's as long as it's at the semi-level surface, it'll balance itself and stay upright. Anytime that you actually want to resell one of these kid carriers, make sure you actually find the actual sunshade. So in this picture you can see the sunshade, it's right above the bag, and those things are detachable, and they kind of go in these little slots. Whether it be a Kelty or a Deuter kid pack, they almost always have a sunshade option that came with the bag. So if you can locate the sunshade, that's what's really cool. Now, you can see right here in this picture, just look at where the front of the bag meets the back of a person's body. It's just looks pillowy soft, and that's really one of the big selling points about this bag, is that it's good for, a hike into the woods, basically. Here's another better shot of really what's going on where the bag meets the body of whoever's going to be carrying it, and it just looks amazing. It's also very adjustable depending if you have a longer or shorter torso. But yeah, this right here was found in a Goodwill bin. Not a bin, but a bin that was about to be, you know, processed and go out to the floor, and it was actually close to the cash register. So I was about to check out with some other goods that day, and I noticed this bin just randomly at the front of the store, and I went into the bin, I found this thing, it was $27, and guys, this thing sold locally in Austin, Texas for 160 bucks on Craigslist. What a freaking awesome score it was. Now I was really, you know, trying to get the 200 to 240 mark, but I am happy with 160 considering it happened like 2 weeks after I found the bag. I'm gonna leave you with a couple tips really quickly. So one of them is, it's very easy to be mystified when you go into a bag section. I said it yesterday on a video, but you go into a bag section into a thrift store and there's just piles and piles of stuff. It's never organized for the most part. I have found my best bags just digging through that section. And a lot of times when it comes to, let's say, luggage, some of the luggage will just be on the floor, whether it be rolling luggage or you know, the garment style luggage bags, which bring really, really good money, honestly. I mean, I sold one, I think it was last week, I sold a To-Me like luggage bag for like 100 bucks, and I think I was maybe 10 or less into that. But you know, you have to dig a little bit into these thrift stores, and you shouldn't be fearful, because the worst thing is to be fearful, guys, because I can promise you with the utmost confidence that you are missing out on some money if you do not look into the bag section of the store and if you don't sift around a little bit. So that's your tip number one, is don't be afraid to go in and demystify bags a little bit and make some of that money. The second tip I wanna give you is cross-list certain bags, because there are bags that do really well on eBay. You don't need to cross-list them whatsoever. But there are other bags, kind of like that Duder Kid Comfort one that we looked at earlier. That bag would sell really good on eBay, and it sold obviously really well locally. And to me, bags are one of those interesting things that people look for before they go on trips. And a lot of times they look for something that's barely used, that's sold locally. And I've sold plenty of bags locally. It's a lot of fun, it's easy to do, but just remember, when you're dealing with local kind of stuff, you have 4 avenues, guys. You have Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Letgo, and Craigslist. I mean, those are the 4 primary places to move something locally. If you're not thinking about that with certain bags, you're missing out on some big money, because typically when you sell locally, there's no returns, first of all. I mean, it's an amazing transaction. It's one and done, and it's all done on your schedule as well. And you don't have to pack the bag as well. You know, that's a pretty big kind of deal, because when you deal with some big bags, you have to find big boxes and sometimes big poly bags that you have to mesh together. Either way, think about the local hustle when you do certain bags, especially the big trekking kind of backpacks, the Kid Comfort one that we saw earlier. Those are really important kind of bags to be cross-listing, super, super important. So you can get that bag in front of way more people and hopefully make that money quicker. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to start making money like this, I have something for you. Go check it out down below. It's my bag guide, and it is on sale right now to the very end of the week, 25 bucks. Its normal price is $37. This bag guide will teach you so much stuff. And if you see my video yesterday, I asked people to leave a review in my comment feed, and check out some of the comments that came through. So anyways, I'm real proud of the guide. I think it's really gonna do you well, and it's gonna open your eyes to something that I'm pretty sure you're not looking at properly. So yeah, go get the guide at an awesome 4th of July discount. I will see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video. Take it easy. Goodbye!